Reviews for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 have dropped, and it is safe to say that INSOMNIAC Games has absolutely cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, we can count the amount of days left until Marvel's Spider-Man 2 releases on one hand, and that number is 4. 4 more days until it is released worldwide and we all get to play. But today, Monday, October 16, 2023, the review embargo has been lifted, reviews are out, and so far, they're looking pretty good, if I would say so myself. Look right over here on Twitter X over there, some of the reviews. It's just 10s across the board. Game Radar, Video Gamer, PSU, IGN of Madrid over there, VG247. You can see them all here. 10s across the board. Go over to Metacritic over there, currently standing at a 91. Pretty decent. If I was to make some bets, I was going to think around maybe 89, but 2 points over, so it's looking pretty good. Got hundreds, 93, 90, 85, 80. Whole bunch of good reviews. I'm not going to watch too many reviews, maybe just a couple. I don't want to be spoiled. I made it this far. I could just make it 4 more days without being spoiled, and I'll be just fine. But we do have a official launch trailer. This dropped yesterday from PlayStation themselves over there. It's 1 minute and 13 seconds long. It's a launch trailer for Marvel's Spider-Man, and we are going to react to that trailer in 3, 2, 1. Oh, Venom looks so good.
We have to talk.
Let's talk, Peter.
This is something else. I need your help.
Where was that?
This isn't something you can handle yourself?
Oh, Peter is a teacher. Hold on, back up, back up.
Sure this isn't something you can handle
Back up even further. Look at this place. What is this? Looks like one of Craven's lairs or something, maybe. Maybe it's a whole bunch of Craven thugs behind Miles over there or something. Maybe there's like a trial or something that he's on. The Craven Hunt trials or something.
I need your help. Are you sure this isn't
Those web wings. Peter, teacher Peter, let's go. Oh, Mr. Ooh, Sandman.
I'm sure.
Sandman, oh, whoa, what is going on here? When did Sandman become in this game? Sandman's a part of this game now? Back it up, back it up.
I need your help. Are you sure this is
Those web wings, the graphics, the city, the lighting, oh my dear lord above, 4 more days left, let's go.
isn't something you can handle yourself?
What's going on over here? That looks like his mom over there, looks like Rio. Who is she with? Mr. Negative boss fight, look at Sandman! He looks huge! All of a sudden, he's in the game now. Let's go. Alright, let me stop talking over this.
I'm sure. Miles, this is crazy.
Yo, he's monstrous.
We call it a symbiote.
Oh, yes.
Shows you.
Woo! That shot in the rain.
Your annual physical? I'm the hero here, not you.
Ooh.
You're not yourself.
Ooh. Bully Lowenthal coming in. Oh, Tony Todd's Venom voice. Let's go.
Walk down the whole building.
I know I can snap him out of this.
Oh, look at Venom, man.
Fight this together.
Damn. Ooh. Ooh, I got the chills. Be graded together. Look at Venom. Look at that design. Look at that mouth. Look at this. Damn, he looks monstrous. He looks amazing. No pun intended. I like the way his eyes move over there. They were small, now they're large. Teeth all over the place. This is Venom right here. Peak design.
I know I can snap him out of this.
We can fight this together.
MJ coming in with the save. Look at Sandman. Look at the size of him. This boss fight's gonna be insane.
This is crazy.
This is crazy.
We call it a symbiote, and it chose you.
Ooh, that shot in the rain. Oh, man. Ooh, boy. The symbiote suit in the rain or inside of a church or a bell tower always looks incredible.
Get it off of him!
Norman looks pissed.
Ready for your annual physical? I'm the hero here. Not
Ooh. He looks a little pissed there. He's yelling at MJ. That's going to be emotional. Get ready for some emotions. But look at Harry. Hold on a second. Let me move over my camera a little bit over here. Come over here. There we go. Look at Harry. He looks very pale. Very pale. Very sickly. He has a cane, I could see over there. So Harry ain't looking too good. Harry is not looking too good. But look at Peter. Black shirt. I can't even talk. Black shirt on. I wonder if that's like the symbiote. Or if that's just a regular shirt.
what the hell's going on with Pete?
You're not yourself.
You want to join us?
He's here.
Lock down the whole building!
I know.
Venom looks monstrous.
We can fight this together!
Hopefully there's a lot of Venom in this game. I want a lot of Venom. Hopefully, so far, it looks like he's in multiple scenes in this trailer, which is good, because I was getting nervous over there. I was getting a little bit nervous, you know, getting some of those Spider-Man 3, the movie, flashbacks, where you think Venom's going to be in for the long run, only to find out he's in the end for like 10 minutes, and then it's over. Honestly, I was getting a little bit nervous with the lack of Venom that they were showing us. I was hoping that he wasn't just the final boss fight, and that was it. He shows up once in the end, you fight him, you beat him, the end. But with the multiple scenes that it looks like he's in here, over there, he's in like Oscorp over here, and going down some kind of elevator shaft or something before, it looks like he's going to be in more than one appearance from Venom. Look how monstrous he looks over there. My god. Insomniac Games. They cooked. Look at this. They absolutely cooked. Alright, so. Amazing launch trailer. Absolutely amazing. Incredible. 10 out of 10 launch trailer. Now, of course, when reviews come out for video games, you must watch the review from everybody's favorite review company, IGN. You gotta listen to what IGN has to say. We already know that we got a 10 from IGN over here in Adria. If that's how you say it, I don't know. But this is IGN in the US of A. Sometimes they could be a little wonky. Sometimes the reviews are pretty good, though. You know, gotta give credit where credit's due. Let's see what this review has to say. I'm not gonna be listening to many reviews. I want to wait out the 4 days. I don't want to risk being spoiled. IGN typically doesn't spoil too much in their reviews over there, so let's give them a listen.
Hey man, glad you could make it.
With Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Insomniac has the unenviable task of following up two riveting superhero fantasies full of excitement and heart.
We already seen this sequence. Ooh, Peter's a teacher.
The question becomes,
Miles is in his class? Okay.
Its answer is to double down. Double down on Spider-Man, double down on the size of the map, double down on
man, look at this.
action sequences. In doing so, the studio has crafted another
Ooh, 2099 suit in Coney Island. Look at this.
story of the series yet. But stand the original alongside the sequel in other ways, and it can look a bit like two Spider-Man games pointing at each other. The excellent combat hasn't gotten old, but it is largely the same.
Tracksuit's back. That's nice to know.
That larger map, most of the open world activities found within it are in desperate need of evolution. The result is a blockbuster in the most modern sense of the word. Undeniably thrilling for long stretches, but by the numbers for others.
By the numbers, blockbuster. Alright, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. By that intro, the first minute into this IGN review, I'm gonna say they're gonna give it either... It's either gonna be 8 or a 9.
Despite a couple of new tricks up its sleeve, Spider-Man 2's combat is very familiar. It doesn't have that new suit smell anymore, but it still
Got
feels
the
incredibly comfy to
integrated
slip back
suit.
into. The rhythm of precision dodges, the new perfect parries, so you're not only swerving and striking now, and acrobatic finishes are hugely satisfying, as is chasing high-hit combos to keep the fight as stylish as possible.
Now, hold on, let's go back there. One thing that I was also concerned about was those new iron arms that we got over here. He's wearing the integrated suit, it looked like.
It still feels incredibly comfy to slip back into. The rhythm of precision
We could find that frame.
perfect parries, so you're not only swerving and striking now, and
Yeah, he's wearing the integrated suit, but the iron arms are white. So that's leads me to believe that that's just going to be the default for whatever suit you're wearing. The iron arms are always going to be white instead of changing to like gold, which they should be while wearing this suit like it was in the MCU.
acrobatic finishes
Unless you could customize them.
are hugely satisfying, as is chasing high-hit combos to keep the fight as stylish as possible.
Combat looking good.
And the hits are crunching, like some sort of peanut butter hybrid that every one of your foes is allergic to. Power and elegance are brought together in a brick-to-the-face ballet as enemies are thrown around like dolls, juggled in the air, slammed across concrete floors, and slung into each other like body-armored bowling pins.
Yeah, combat looks very similar to the first game in Miles Morales, which is understandable. You know, they weren't going to dramatically change the combat. I actually enjoyed the combat in those games, so I have no problem with the combat being identical.
Naturally, never kill.
It's a sequel, not a new game. Not like a new IP or something.
But of course, they'll somehow live to commit crimes again. Overall, there's slightly less emphasis on stealth encounters this time around than in either Spider-Man or Miles Morales. As someone who found the stealth action of the previous games a little simplistic and routine, this new, louder approach is welcome. Naturally, there are story missions where Miles or Pete have to slink across ceilings and take out thugs who never look up, but Spider-Man 2 is much more eager for you to get into the action, with many abilities designed to let you group up enemies and then deal big damage to all of them at once, rather than spreading
A lot of dudes.
them off one by one. But once Parker dons the symbiote suit already shown off in trailers, the gooey, angry powers that come with it make a big impact, adding more of a...
That's the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, the Symbio Combat. Hopefully, it does show some differences compared to just Peter's regular suit. Think of Web of Shadows, where the symbiote, when you were wearing that, it felt completely different, had completely different moves, animations, combat combos.
brawler nature to fights, and giving Peter a set of tools to match Miles' satisfying electric abilities. One area the Insomniac has made improvements in is that Spider-Man 2 offers significantly more in the way of enemy variety, so you'll no longer be battering the same 5 balaclava bullies with baseball bats.
One thing I noticed here too is he is wearing the symbiote suit, but you could see right here in the top right over here of the HUD over there, it still has limits for your web shots, which in reality, if you're wearing the symbiote suit, you should have like unlimited webs or at least unlimited symbiote to shoot at there. That was one of the perks that Peter has when he dons the symbiote suit in the comics and the animated series and everything, is he no longer has to worry about web shooters. But who knows? It's a video game, so they may keep it in that way. They don't want to make you too OP, but I wouldn't mind being OP with the symbiote suit on. Just saying.
Certain enemies are weak to different types of abilities, such as electric or symbiote attacks, which also adds an enjoyable extra wrinkle to fights. It's by no means revolutionary stuff, but a welcome added level of complexity that makes you consider which powers, or even which Spider-Man, are best for the job. That's not to say there aren't benefits.
City looks amazing.
Sneaky route though. There are many perch takedown possibilities offered, and new toys to play with too, such as the web line, which allows you to create your own high wires over your enemies to
This web line,
It's a fun tool.
I have a feeling I'm gonna love this thing.
Tightly designed arenas into a battlefield more in your favor, and in doing so, redecorate the room with web-wrapped people pinatas. On the topic of covert ops, the playable MJ sequence.
This is MJ. Oh my god, they brought back MJ missions. Oh, they brought back MJ missions. I hope they improved upon them. Please tell me that they improved upon them.
Wrapped people pinatas. On the topic of covert ops, the playable
She has a gun. Hold on a second. Is that taser that she took in the first game? Or is she just packing heat now?
topic of covert ops, the playable MJ sequences from the original return. And while they are more involved this time around and serve the story well, they never add up to more than simple stealth missions or splashes of basic third-person shooting.
Alright, so back to just regular MJ stealth missions. Okay. I was hoping that they wouldn't include that many of them, but I guess they're back. I guess we'll have to just play it and see if they actually really did improve upon them.
Certainly not sidelined, but it does feel like a little more could have been done to make her gameplay
Oh,
sections a bit
okay.
more exciting.
Okay, hold on now. Wait a minute. Back up now. Back up. She got spotted and you didn't immediately fail the mission. That's an improvement.
But it does feel like a little more could have been done to make her gameplay sections
Now, she actually kind of
a bit
gave this dude a kick in the shin over there.
feel like a little more could have been done
Boom.
to make her gameplay
And
sections
tase.
a bit more
Good in a way. Not very realistic, though, because she kind of got shot at the same point in time, so... But I'll take it, though. I'll suspend disbelief.
exciting. Combat aside, our Spider-Men can now move around their friendly neighborhoods in more stylish ways than ever. The new web wings are undoubtedly a standout. Like Batman before him, Spider-Man can now glide and soar with ease through the
What kind of suit is this? I see pointy ears.
city.
Looks like she has pointy ears on. It's like, is that like a Black Panther-inspired spider suit or something?
The city, and web swinging is as gratifying as you remember. And
Ooh, look at this. Look at the city. Look at that. Look at the colors. Look at the... Ooh. Back it up. Back it up. Slow motion, baby. Slow motion.
can now glide and soar with ease through the city. And
Ooh, look at the city. Look at the colors. Colors have a lot of pop to them. Looks amazing.
web swinging is
Look at that. The bridge, the cars have a lot of pop to them.
as gratifying
Got the city, got the trees going.
as
Got some debris from the tree we saw there.
you remember. And still, one of the best ways
Look at this. This is beautiful. Beautiful. They definitely cooked in the graphics department.
to get around any open world. The story swings just as elegantly
Got some suit damage there.
and solemn moments of reflection.
Let's go back a second. Let's take a look at those faces over there.
Just as elegantly between
Peter and MJ. Not really a good shot of MJ there. There we go. Get one with her eyes open over there. Alright, so Peter, we can see over here. I still prefer the old face, but this new face model over here, it looks a lot better in this game than it did in the remaster and Miles. As for MJ, she looks better over there. It does look like they did improve upon her face since that last story trail that they dropped over there. Her face looks a little bit better. It looked a little off, to say the least, in that story trailer. That's why a lot of people were like, whoa, did they replace the face model? But in some was like, no, it's the same face model. But like, okay, but why does she look different? Here, she looks a little bit better. More improved upon, so that's good to know. Let's resume.
upbeat hijinks and solemn moments of reflection. It's undeniably a fun time to don the suit and enter a Kratos-like rage mode where you push in both thumbsticks and start one-hitting everything in your path. But
that's gonna be fun. Oh, look at Norman.
Off the humanity inside these superhumans. The same can be said for both its heroes.
I just realized I'm a complete idiot. Let me move this down here. Alright. Now let's resume.
Villains, as Spider-Man 2 tackles the reasoning behind each character's actions and the good that can hide in the shadows of evil. Avoiding spoilers, the basic premise revolves around...
That was a nice looking suit Miles was wearing.
Craving a hunt. For those uninitiated in the character, he's essentially the Predator, an apex hunter blessed with super strength who has chosen New York as his next hunting ground.
The great hunt begins.
It's a great start.
Is that a downgrade?
Ground. Apex Hunter, bless
It
your
might have been a
suit
downgrade.
for strength.
This looks like a tiny little bit of a downgrade, if I'm going to be honest. Doesn't look as clean as it did in the PlayStation Showcase trailer when they revealed Kraven for the first time over there. The textures look a little more wonky. Doesn't look as smooth as it did, so... Tiny downgrade. No big deal, though.
Who has chosen New York as his next hunting ground.
The great hunt begins.
It's a
You can also tell the lighting's different, too. It looks a little bit brighter.
great starting point that sends the city's hero and villain dynamic into flux as he sets his sights on the biggest prey possible. There are also smaller stories at play though, ones that may seem less important when compared to the citywide chaos, but feel like potential world enders to those who inhabit it.
Oh, MJ's house that was. No, not MJ's house. Aunt May's house. This has got to be Aunt May's house, yeah. With that wallpaper, this is Aunt May's house. Can't wait for these missions to get to explore around Aunt May's house. Bringing back some TASM 2 vibes, which was one good thing to say about that game.
Like potential
This, Chinese noodles over here is just kind of floating.
world enders to those who inhabit it. Both Spider-Men tackle the most extreme examples of trying to manage a work-life balance you could imagine, exploring a range of personal issues including strained relationships and loss that plague us as humans, no matter how superpowered we may feel. It's the best written story in the series yet, if still a little cheesy at times.
That is a clean suit for Miles. This suit is clean looking. I like this one so far. A lot of the alternate suits that they've shown us so far, some of those designs I was kind of on. This one's clean. I like this one.
Written story in the series yet, if still a little cheesy at times, with performances worthy of the script. It's a real triumph that manages to cover such a wide spectrum of themes without suffering from tonal whiplash.
In memory of May Parker. May Blossoms. Ah. The story's gonna be emotional, isn't it?
You made it. I thought you said this was a startup.
Primarily a Peter Parker story, Spider-Man 2 explores his relationship with MJ and the reintroduction of childhood best friend Harry Osborn.
Oh, we bike riding?
Life. It's always compelling to watch him contend with which pieces of the past to leave behind and what future self he wishes to be. No matter how hectic a scenario gets though, he always has a quippy one-liner ready to be expertly delivered by actor Yuri Lowenthal.
I really should have stretched.
Miles
That's a different advanced suit over there. Or a different color variation, I should say.
to be expertly delivered by actor Yuri Lowenthal.
Instead of red and blue, that's red and black. Not bad.
I really should have stretched.
Miles still gets his time in the spotlight, however, and has some fantastic moments towards the end of the main campaign, even if some of the more interesting explorations of his Puerto Rican African-American culture are reserved for side missions. Obviously, what you take from the story and its diverse cast of characters will be unique to you. On the surface, it's another thrilling superhero story packed full of surprises, cameos, and Easter eggs. But
Oh,
there
Coney
are
Island.
meanings to be found here too.
Mr. Morales, is it? Are you sure this isn't something you can handle yourself? I'm sure.
Spider-Man 2, and to an extent all great Spider-Man stories, tackle themes of adolescence and puberty, a time of uncertainty for even the most normal of teenagers trying to control bodily fluids.
I gotta get better at fluid management.
We join Miles at this exact point.
Is that a flashback? Kind of looks like a flashback, right? Back it up a little bit over there. Hold on. Look at Peter. I'm assuming this is Peter. Looks like Peter. Yeah, it's Harry and Peter. This might be a flashback. Interesting.
Great Spider-Man stories tackle themes of adolescence and puberty, a time of uncertainty for even the most normal of teenagers trying to control bodily fluids.
I gotta get better at fluid management.
We join Miles at this exact point in his life, with family ties straining, friendships facing new challenges, and life decisions of genuine importance being posed for the first time.
Still in Harlem.
Peter displays all the range needed for the role, continuing to excel as a younger Spider-Man, maturing before our eyes.
Maybe one of those scholarships has my name on it.
For Peter, these themes manifest in a much more physical sense. He's in his early 20s, so has already navigated the difficult years that Miles finds himself in. But thanks to
Yeah, they definitely improved MJ's face a little bit there. She doesn't look as
This physical
blocky.
manifestation is also representative of mental health issues that have developed for each Spider-Man. Venom hangs over the main characters like a spectre of grief, drenching them in black as if in a state of mourning. The story does a great job at gently exploring these issues and how, when not healthily addressed, personal demons can eat at us and lead to people we care about being unintentionally caught in the crossfire of the anger and pain those feelings can produce.
That's a clean suit.
The hero is nothing without
So
his
clean.
villains, and Spider-Man's rogues gallery is almost unparalleled. Outside of the likes of Venom, Kraven and Lizard seen in the trailers, Insomniac has kept many more hidden up its sleeve. I won't even hint at any of these except to say that Spider-Man 2 opens with a bang, offering...
Alright, so he just said that we had many more villains hidden so far, so just what we know from the trailers, and the launch trailer just came out. So we got Venom, obviously, Kraven, Lizard, Sandman's now been confirmed, Mysterio, kind of, sort of. You know, we have Wraith, or Wraith, I should say. We've seen Black Cat on Kraven's little tablet over there. Don't know how much she plays a role in the story, though. We saw Shocker on the tablet, so who knows if they're involved. Who else? We're gonna see Electro again, Rhino again, Doc Ock again. Maybe not as bosses, but just cameos.
Bring up a sense of scale not previously seen in the series. It's an adrenaline-fueled reintroduction that tests how well you remember the combat, as well as providing a few new tricks. It's also the start of one of the new side story villain threads that are optional. And while those don't
That's some
offer
cool
anything
wall art there.
the start of one of the new side story villain threads that
NYC thanks you, Spider-Man.
are optional.
It's actually cool. They actually got it in like the very similar to the box art of the first of their games. That's pretty cool.
And while those don't offer anything overly new in terms of gameplay, they do add valuable extra scraps of story. Speaking of boss battles, that's one area that Spider-Man 2 takes a noticeable step up.
Hey, Doc. Ready for your annual physical?
There are evolving brawls packed full of danger that put all of your skills.
Hey, look, it's Killer Croc.
Dodges and parries are key, as well as using environmental tools dotted around the arenas for your benefit. The latter third of the campaign essentially becomes
Killer Croc, shouldn't you be in Arkham Asylum?
of thumbs to the test. Not necessarily because it ever gets too difficult.
What are you
but
doing in
because
Marvel's New York?
Times you'll be hammering that square button. These later stages are where the majority of Spider-Man 2's thrills lay, however, as it really hits its stride late on and emphatically wraps up a tale with miles of emotional depth that never once threatens to peter out.
Your dad used to give me that exact same look.
Despite what loftier ambitions the roughly 18-hour story may have, this is still unapologetically an old-school approach to open-world game design, and nowhere is this displayed more clearly than in its optional quests. To their credit, the way you can highlight side objectives by pressing the right stick is a welcome upgrade over mere icons on
That is a TASM
This isn't
suit.
a world that beckons exploration or discovery necessarily, but it is a step in the right direction toward creating greater immersion and mercifully less time spent looking at the map screen. That being said, I can't help but have hoped for a few more flashes of Gotham City to make their way into New York. Something like the spontaneous shock of Man-Bat jumping at you out of nowhere went a long way to making Rocksteady's superhero open world feel more reactive than what we get here. When you consider the
Alright, so I was kind of hoping that Venom would do something like that, but judging by this review over there, I'm assuming that he's not. But I was kind of hoping it would have been very cool if all of a sudden Venom just attacks you out of nowhere in the open world over there, especially since he's invisible to your spider sense. That would have been cool. Maybe next time.
evolution of open world game design that the Arkham series took over the course of the trilogy, it's a bit disappointing to see Insomniac series stuck in time when it comes to its side content and the way it presents itself to you. Standard open world filler activities are here aplenty, and that's one area where Spider-Man 2 hasn't moved with the times or shown much ambition at all. Collectibles, photo opportunities, and rather basic street crimes are still here, and despite having a few slightly more interesting quirks this time around, they only very occasionally excite. Granted, the additional enemy variety in play makes these...
Hopefully they fix some of the car missions. Some of those car chases were very on the rails.
Prioritizing photographing these jabronis over saving a house full of people from a raging fire not seem ridiculous.
Whoa, guys, can we take this outside?
TASM 1 suit looks pretty good.
There are a couple of more involved questlines that are much...
Now, of course, the modders for Spider-Man PC made some very amazing photorealistic mods, so there's that, but looks pretty good in this game though too.
More nourishing, almost to the point of being a series of mini main plot missions. My favourite was the Flame questline, which begins with simply helping out the fire brigade, but quickly spins a layered and mysterious web. It's full of twists, turns and surprises, like a great short comic book run that separates itself from the rest of Spider-Man 2's optional time trials and simple puzzle minigames. All of this contributes to fighting back against crime.
Puzzle minigames make a return.
A city now twice
Can't
the
wait to
size
skip
of what we've
those.
seen before. There are 14 unique districts, each with its own set of objectives to complete before you can unlock fast travel to that part of the map. Not making fast travel readily available is smart, and truthfully, I barely used it anyway, as swinging and gliding around the city is so much more fun. Gliding is especially great for crossing long distances thanks to the numerous wind tunnels that carve
I feel as if I'm going to do the exact same thing. Fast travel, cool, but swinging and gliding, I'm going to want to do that most of the time anyway.
their way through New York's seamlessly endless grid of streets, flanked by Art Deco architecture and modern mirror-like skyscrapers. Of course, if you're going to be catching a reflection in that glass so often,
Ooh, look at
you'll
these
want to look
suits.
your best.
Looking fresh.
Give me all the suits.
You too.
Fear not, there are dozens and dozens of suits to unlock, with myriad colourful skins to pick from on each of them. From modern interpretations of classics to return.
That was Spider-Man Noir. They got the Spider-Cat suit back.
Fans of all generations. In keeping with Insomniac's
That's Spider-Man Noir from
music
Into the
by
Spider-Verse. That's cool.
with Miles and Peter's respective signature tunes playing depending on who you're controlling. A highlight though is the theme that follows in Craven's footsteps, which bears more than a passing resemblance to Howard Shore's Uruk-hai War March from the Lord of the Rings score. It soundtracks a world that looks stunning, even when played in performance mode at a very stable 60 FPS, as I did for almost all of my playthrough. In
That's
fact,
good.
Spider-Man
Stable
2 is a
60.
technical marvel as a whole. I can't say I noticed one drop frame in my dozens of hours of playing. This allows Spider-Man
Oh, that's a
to
cool
shine in
transition.
its
I like that one.
dropping moments, of which the story offers many, as explosive action, sparkling electrical effects, and fittingly slimy symbiote gloop fill the screen.
So, what do you think?
Norman has a little green on, I see. Hint, hint.
As a sequel in a spectacular series, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is both blessed and cursed. Its story of two Spider-Men is a great time and a Spidey fan's dream to play through as comic book pages are brought to life, elegantly walking the tightrope between light humour and heavier themes. Meanwhile, Insomniac refines a successful formula of combat and web swinging without revolutionising either in major ways, making them comfy and familiar with just enough new tweaks and abilities to elevate them to fun new heights. The part that feels like it actually needed a radical rethinking is the open world of New York City, which has been made bigger but not better, with an exhausting checklist of mostly repetitive side activities. But it's safe to call this another thrilling Spider-Man adventure that delivers Insomniac's best tale yet, and despite its open world falling short, it is a reliably fun superhero power trip. And you know what? Screw it. It really did make me feel
8. I said 8 or 9, so... This review seemed to be pretty fair, I would say. Some of the IGN reviews are, like I said, some of them are a little wild and they overpraise the game. Some of them, they criticize the game and they end up giving the game like a 9 or a 10, which is ridiculous. But this review seemed pretty fair, so I'll say pretty good job over there. It discussed everything they liked and some of the things, like more of the same, which is what I expected to be.
like Spider-Man.
Pretty fair review.
For more open world game reviews, why not check out our review?
Alright, so 8 out of 10 from IGN. That's pretty good. Of course, it got 91 on Metacritic, like I said at the moment. A whole bunch of 10s from all around the board. So this is looking like it's going to be a pretty decent video game and a pretty awesome Spider-Man video game, if that makes sense. Similar to how the first one was. You know, it was a really good video game. You know, if I take the Spider-Man fanboy out of me, first game, really solid experience, fun combat, great story, good graphics. And this seems to be like more of the same, which is I am all aboard for that because I love the first game. I enjoyed the in-between sequel with Miles Morales. That was a really good improvement. Web swinging was improved. Combat with the Venom Blast was really good. Story was maybe not as good as the first game, but it was still a pretty good story. Can't wait for this one. Like I said in the beginning, 4 more days. Tomorrow, it will be 3. So, unless I get a early copy from PlayStation, fingers crossed, doubt it, but I will be playing this game on its launch Thursday night at midnight, which is technically Friday morning, but you get it. Can't wait to play this. I'm very excited. Time is near. Hope you enjoyed this review, my reactions to the reviews and to the launch trailer. As always, be sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe. I won't be reading any comments to avoid any potential spoilers. But until next time, I am ELT signing OUT out.